Hi friends, welcome to the yet another video on the elections and the Election Commission of India. Amidst the humdrum of the recent assembly elections and the cacophony around the electronic voting machines and the jigsaw puzzle of chief ministers in five states, five out of four states, if I may say, and the recent Honorable Supreme Court's verdict on Article 370 and the interpretation it did of the Indian Constitution. I was reminded of the late T.N. Sessions statement, the former Chief Election Commissioner, between 90 to 96. In 1995, he was visiting students, the Indian Institute of Mass Communication, and addressing the students of journalism. I was one of them, incidentally. And he was welcomed with normal procedures, and after the he made a brief statement about the election commission and its role in democracy. It was the students' turn to ask him questions. Interestingly, a pin drop silence continued for a few minutes after he said, "Well, shoot your questions." Well, no one asked or said anything for probably 3 to 5 minutes. And one of the faculty, I think murmured from the backs that all the students were starstruck. Session was furious. His vocal cords were on a high note. And he said, "What kind of a journalist will you become if you have not learned the basic lesson of journalism? That is, not to get overawed by personality. How will you ask what is to be asked?" A brilliant statement and a brilliant lesson. I personally follow it to every word, what it meant. He went on with a tone that was more of a frustration, explaining how people heading the institutions in the democracy, in the Indian democracy, are not asking what should be asked and even told. If he were to meet the same students of journalism now and head of the institutions, with the powers granted to them according to the constitution, he would have to, I'm so sorry, repeat the same, what he said way back in 1995. No, I'm not overawed by his personality, because that would be doing an injustice to his observation, and I respect and hold it very dear to my heart. However, through his statement, I wish to bring to the attention of the people and the Election Commission of India that no doubt he was a controversial personality as Election Commissioner of India. Still, his reforms earned him enormous public goodwill. He strove for free and fair elections by enforcing the laws while warding off threats to the independence of the Election Commission. That's important. The people of India expect the same from the current Election Commission of India and the Election Commission of commissioners who will be heading this institution in future. Along with it, continuous reforms are important to strengthen the democratic processes. One fails to understand why the Election Commission of India is silent on almost every matter before it. It is a serious concern for the people of India. Even if it were to say it is communicating with the concerned people or concerned institution, why shouldn't people of this country know about its efforts? If not the details, at least. At least the efforts, the people of India should know. For example, why is it silent on holding elections in Jammu and Kashmir? When will it hold? When, how, why? Why the delay? The Election Commission of India must ensure that every adult is eligible to vote and participate in the election process in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. And that will be the first step it needs to take. The process has to be transparent and done in a very, very, very methodical manner, which brings confidence. There should not be an iota of doubt about the integrity of the Election Commission of India in the minds of the people. That's important. An election schedule for Jammu and Kashmir should be created before this year end. I mean, whenever they want to, at least come out and say, by this year end. So at least that will be kind of following the Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court's order. That's important. So, but what prevents it from announcing the preparation status of elections in Jammu and Kashmir? One does not know. And same applies to the general elections. We are close to 5 to 6 months, probably almost 5 months now. All of us know that elections are to be conducted to elect members for the next 5 years after this current government completes its 5-year term. So what is the Election Commission of India doing? Please tell us. Why does it remain silent on complaints of some and act on the other, on complaints of others? Fair enough. Even if it has a rationale for such an action, why can't it tell the people of this country what was that rationale? Or what was the logic? Or what was that law? Are the people at the helm of Election Commission of India aware that its role is important in saving democracy? I mean, does one need to tell this? The election commissioners currently responsible for, whatever rules and regulations and responsibility of the Election Commission of India prescribes, requires them to do. If they have any doubt, I strongly suggest they should revisit the observation of their late predecessor, the late Mr. T.N. Session. If not, let me help them. With one sentence, he said, don't get overawed by the personality in position, because then you cannot do what you ought to do as per the powers given to you under the Constitution. And it applies to every institution responsible for saving democracy in India, or for that matter, any country. For democracy in our country to survive in the form our Constitution famous wish, it would. Today needs the Election Commission to be transparent and vocal. That is the call of every Naagrik of India. And I'm sure you will comment and respond to this. Thanks for listening. Till the next video, be good and take care.